Before the rabbit hole, this is where it starts. I'm in Southport, riding out to find the best 2 trees for a hammock, and noticing the first church that doesn't feel random. This episode isn't about answers. It's about the moment the landscape stops being background and starts becoming a map.
Hello again and welcome to my hometown of Southport, UK, a seaside town in Liverpool district with a charming Lancashire history. Founded in 1792 by an innkeeper who built a bathing house attraction with its seaside appeal to many visitors, yet with a very shy Irish sea that stretches so far back, leaving a huge expansive wasteland, the perfect playground for the gonzo adventures. However, this adventure is of a different nature. The mystery of churches and the best 2 trees to put up my hammock is the theme of this video. Join me in this trip as we take the motorcycle to some of my favourite spots in the local area. Evading the rain clouds this summer was a regular occurrence, but as soon as it's dry, I find any excuse to cruise around town on Boudica, my trusty 125.
See if she starts up, because she's having problems. I think it's the spark plugs. Anyway, I'm gonna have to bump start her. So I'm really thinking about getting a haircut. What do you think?
Amazingly, she started. Usually I have to run her down the street in second gear, lift the clutch, and then she starts. On the way to get my haircut, I have to pass the War Memorial with architectural precision that looks like something out of the Vatican, Paris, London, or even Washington, DC. I will come back and focus on it later, but right now I'm in a hurry to get to the barber's and get myself a haircut. And then we can explore some of these significant places in this town.
Get some money. So there we are, haircut is done. I always come here to this place, always get a good haircut for like £10. So, I am, but just give me 2 minutes or so. Right, I'll be as fast as I can.
Like most places in the country, parking is limited, but not on a motorcycle, and zipping through the traffic can also be a blessing at times. And many riders come from afar to this location, Southport's Pleasureland Pier, which is the oldest iron pier in the country, which opened in 1860, and at 1,108 meters is the second longest in the country. The entrance to this pier is also the entrance to Southport's Pleasureland, and on a nice day you'll see some motorcycles parked up, with the riders mostly coming from parts of the northwest, taking a break from a long ride, socializing with other bikers, and just having an opportunity to admire some of the other bikes parked up, and maybe picking up some unique tips from some of the more experienced riders. However, this is not where we are stopping today, as I travel along the Marine Drive past the Marine Lake, across town to an old village in the suburbs of Southport, and the church grounds of St. Cuthbert's, where a church has stood on these grounds since the 12th century, which was destroyed by a fire and rebuilt in 1739, with restorations in 1908.
Another church. This one is in Southport, in a place called Churchtown. And there's a very old village. You can see there's a thatch roof over there. I love walking in churches, churchyards. There's always a nice serenity. I always feel at peace here.
I never really enter the church itself, it's just the grounds that I visit.
It's quite a fantastic design. Very Gothic, isn't it?
Although this current design is only from 1908.
But it's also the village that I really like.
But for a church to be on this site since 1154, and a village history that is known to be the first place in England to grow potatoes, after a shipwreck's cargo of potatoes was washed ashore here. And just across the road from the church and pubs is the Botanic Gardens. Infused with Victorian architecture of the late 1800s, formed out of a stream where monks would actually fish in, and featured in a BBC TV programme for its garden displays. I recognise the value of where I am. So much history, surrounded by English country landscape, with a history of canals that goes back to the 16th century, and roads that cut through farming fields. A suitable playground for the smaller engined motorbikes. with the 125cc Hyosung motorbike, this place is definitely my playground. When the sun is shining, this is where you'll find me, on the back roads of some of Lancashire's finest farmlands where the potato was first grown in England. On two wheels, you can feel the wind against your face, observing this beautiful landscape, fully engaged in the experience. And after a quick ride around the country, returning back into the Southport town to meet friends for lunch is always a good option on a Saturday sunny afternoon. Although I wasn't expecting to walk straight into a film set.
It's like a Bollywood film set down here. Are you a costume? Yeah? Makeup, okay. What's the film crew?
It's a Indian film, Bollywood.
Bollywood, really? What's the name?
Canada. The film name Canada.
Canada. Okay, cool. There we go. Megafauna. Hey, sorry.
And so here, as I catch up with friends in Megafauna, one of the best vegan restaurants in town.
Delicious. Incredible. See you later, man.
I consider the afternoon plans for the day.
It's a beautiful day. Really is. Cool. See you later, guys. Back to the Bollywood film crew. Police car here. Lighting crew. It's gonna be fun. I'm going through.
This had me reminiscing about the days when I used to work on film sets. But that was a long time ago, and right now it's a time for a ride. Passing the monument, standing tall on London Square since 1923, dedicated to the fallen in World War I and World War II. However, looking at its positioning on Lord Street and the alignment of many other steeples and churches along this route, I can't help think, is there more than meets the eye? So after lunch on a day with the weather so nice, I think it's time to find two trees for the hammock. But in this area, the trees are hard to find. Luckily, I've had a lot of guidance from Keith in the foraging group to find where the best trees are, and we even have a foraging mascot, barefoot walking and out in all kinds of weather, discovering the most unusual treasures. The adventures with the foraging warriors has allowed me to get to know more about the area itself, and to have that excuse just to get out into nature, to come away from the material convenience of life, and to really find that perfect serenity away from the crowds. And so thanks to the rambling of the foraging group, I've discovered the best places for the best trees has got to be the location just a few miles south towards Liverpool in Formby Pinewoods. Now this is a place I've been to before with the hammock and featured in my last video, but this adventure is to explore the area a little more, to go deeper into this beautiful forest, escaping the traffic of the general public, and most importantly to go barefoot, connecting with the energy of Mother Nature, taking a break from the artificial world, revitalizing my energy in the harmony of the trees. It's a great place to switch off from the noisy, busy world we live in, with hiking paths and benches to sit on, and many potential hammock spots. Formby is a conifer plantation with some deciduous trees, with the first two trees being planted in the 18th century, developed over time to fix the sand dunes together.
A very interesting thing was discovered how scientists growing trees inside of glass environments found that most of the trees, when they get bigger, they fall over. They don't survive because they don't have the wind to assist its strength in growing.
This I found so beautiful about the elements where the wind make the trees stronger and the trees hold the earth together.
This is usually the spot to hang out, but there's people. There's noises. I usually go up to one of those sand dunes over there, but there's a lot of people.
Not trying to be antisocial here, it's just the sounds of others passing by can disturb the peaceful hammock moments.
This is a very good spot. Here where you can pitch up a tent. The thing is, it's a very well-known spot. Lots of families around here.
perfect spot under the trees. As I made myself comfortable, I considered how peaceful it would actually be throughout the whole day. And it wasn't long before I found this out. Yeah, it's time to go. I realized I was in a very public area, and so the search continued for the perfect hammock spot. Although on the way home that night, I came across 2 trees shaped over with a covering and a great opportunity to put the hammock up. Even though it's in a very public spot on the way to the beach, I had to give it a try.
So last night I noticed these trees for the first time. Due to the winds, they've grown sideways. With the way the leaves have grown around the top, it's like a roof. Little hut with an entrance through here.
The perfect covering to keep shaded from the sun and put the hammock up. And so on a hot day in the summertime, I decided to come here and just give it a try with the hammock. It really is the perfect spot to just relax in nature and just think about, oh dear. I mean, it is a public footpath to the beach. And so middle of the summer, middle of the day, party goers and people coming back from the beach. And also what I discovered in Formby is the wildlife in the trees. And this is not the squirrels that are well known in parts of Formby. No, these are the monkeys that always appear in the most unusual locations. And only if you have a hammock. So we are very lucky to capture on camera this rare species of Formby monkeys. And so the journey continues again to find the perfect trees, and this time I'm going to take the route onto Formby Beach and pass by the Neolithic landmark that's been here since 9,000 years ago. Erosion of sand on the beach at Formby is revealing layers of mud and sediment laid down in the late Mesolithic to the late Neolithic timeline. Some say this is 5,000 to 8,000 years, but recent evidence has showed that it's actually about 9,000 years ago. Wow, look at the size of that jellyfish. And not everyone might find this fascinating, but for me, just to see the evidence of what could have been people standing here, leaving their footprints, enjoying the beach, looking at the sunset just like I do, but 9,000 years ago. So as I leave my footprints looking for the perfect trees, I head further into the forest from the beach and stumble upon this unique location on the edge of the tree line and find the perfect spot to put up the hammock.
So it looks like I found my spot. The best spot between 2 trees where the sun is still shining, and it's like a little groove in the ground here. There are pathways back there. See, the earth is a bit higher up than I am. I'm in like a bit of a trough. I can hear people, but I'm kind of dug in here. Gives me a bit of peace and quiet. Yep, found my spot.
So mission is accomplished, even though it's not on the day I intended to find these trees, but here they are. Walking back along the beach, I noticed the tide is in, with a few people making the most of the final hours of the day.
Beach? Or could it be California? That's the famous Liverpool docks. You can actually see from here. And you can just see in the distance all the ships come out the River Mersey. Quite a historical spot to be.
Okay, so in this final part of the video, we're going to take the ride home. But as I said in the beginning, she won't start properly. So here she needs to be bump started. Now we're cooking. And here we go on the last part of the journey, heading home along the country roads through some of the most gorgeous landscape. This last destination is where I do my grocery shopping, an organic food shop just on the edge of Southport in a town called Scaresbrick. Manic Organic, an authentic farm shop that not only grows some of its own vegetables but also imports from the local area. In this modern era where supermarket food is questionable to say the least, I feel fortunate that my daily grazing is not going to have GMOs or petrochemicals. No, everything here is organic, and so I can't resist stopping on the way home, picking up some olive oil, cabbage or carrots with the dirt still on them, or local duck eggs. There's a lot to see in this shop and a great place to stop on the way home. Heading back towards Southport, the main roads are always so busy, but not on the country lanes. So it's time to say goodbye, and I hope you enjoyed the adventure. Don't forget to like and subscribe or share with your friends just to help the channel grow with so many more adventures in Gonzo Vision.